pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just a couple things before we get started. Keep in mind, these meetings are televised live, so when you approach the podium, please tell us who you are and the business you represent. And if you've got plans, you can just lay them out at the table next to the podium. So we've got just about 5 items on the agenda tonight. Should move pretty quick. So the first item being DRB 2022-42, the application of Motorino at 910 Conestoga Road for a wall sign. And this is a continuation from last month. How you doing tonight, Luciano? I'm doing good. So Mr. DeFelice was in last month. We had some questions about the sign that he presented and asked him to come back. So we appreciate you coming back and getting some measurements for us.
Luciano DeFelice, 910 Conestoga Road. My sign guy was supposed to be here tonight. He didn't show up, but I believe I understand what his concept is here. So we have the still LED lighting channel letters only. So only the letters themselves are being lit. The rest is an aluminum backdrop frame. And we have under, right around 14 feet tall. So just the letters themselves are going to be lit, and it's on a raceway.
I think the biggest issue last month was the measurements, correct, Tim? Yeah, the height. Now, Luciano, that 14 feet, that's from the top of the sign down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it can't be higher than 15.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Questions from the board?
Is the motorcycle that's supposed to be the T, is that lit too?
Yes.
Okay. Otherwise, it wouldn't read right.
All right. Tim, you're okay?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
I'm
Okay,
good with it.
Sharon? You okay?
Yep.
Okay. Luciano, any further questions for the board on that?
No.
Okay. So we'll make a motion for approval. Jane, you want to take?
Okay. For DRB 2022-42, the sign for Motorino, 910 Conestoga Road, which one is now going to be no higher than 15 feet. It's designed at 14 feet. I move for approval.
Seconded.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thanks, Luciano. And next on the applications tonight are DRB 2022-57, the application of Luciano DeFelice at 910 Conestoga Road for a generator and some bollards for your new location.
Okay, so the bollards are in the front. We're proposing 5 bollards in the front. This is more of a safety feature than anything else. They're 3 feet high in front of each parking space. And then the second thing is the generator, which is all the way in the back right corner of the building, which is 4 feet by 9.
So I noticed it says Quiet Connect Series.
Yeah.
So it's made for commercial use in a kind of neighborhood setting as such?
It has to turn on, whatever its cycle is, once every week or so, but it's always usually off otherwise.
I mean, Sharon and Tim, you guys know this area a little bit better. I mean, is it neighborhood or?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's going to be in the alleyway between the buildings, right?
Yeah, it's a good, I would say, at least 30 feet from the driveway there, the beginning of the driveway.
Is it close to residential or not?
No, the residential behind the building is me anyway.
Okay.
So, and then behind that is I don't think you wouldn't be able to even hear it. So
Okay.
the fans, from the other restaurants probably are going to be even louder than that, so.
Do you have any plans to put any type of fencing around this or some type?
I didn't, but, you know, if it's needed, I guess we could, but there is a 4x9 cement platform that's going in, it's going to be sitting on, so
How raised off the ground is that going to be?
I think just a few inches.
Okay. Do you need to put a ballard or something back there to protect it?
We didn't have intentions to. We could if needed, though.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, because there's not much traffic down that alley, but,
Yeah,
I mean, the last thing you want to do is put the expense of the
Yeah,
generator in.
we'll probably put something, probably put something there, yeah.
Yeah.
We could put, just some kind of, couple ballards there around it.
I was actually going to say the same thing, but for safety issues, because I know that there are some children that were running around in the neighborhood. I live in that neighborhood, so
Yeah,
just for,
Sure.
safety precautions. Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Does Andy Pancos at the township know about it or not?
He does. He didn't say anything about the ballards. He approved the site plan, I believe. This is the site plan here.
How about the generator? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, the whole site plan was approved with the generator, the ballards, the parking spaces.
Okay.
So,
I'm surprised that there's not some type of requirement for putting fencing around it, because I think if it's on a roof, it has to have a fencing nowadays, but.
yeah. No, I tried to put it on the roof. I wanted to put it on the roof, but
Right.
they said it's just, it's not conducive.
Not for the residential, but for commercial, any type of AC units up on the roofs, we've been getting those applications lately.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I would consider putting some type of fencing, even if it's just like some type of weight fencing, just like encasing it.
Okay. Would a ballard be okay?
Well, I mean, I think the safety concern, the fencing would probably be better, because I don't think you can get any little kid behind there.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's for that purpose. I think you need to leave some spacing around it. The manufacturers just tell you how much spacing you have to have around it, but
Right.
if it works, I think that's something to consider.
Yeah, I
I'm not-
just-
I think from a design purpose for today, you're fine, but
Yeah.
that's just me saying.
I just have to revisit the turning point radius back there because it's tight as it is.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, certainly Andy's going to help you out with that.
yeah, I can check in with him.
All right, good.
Is Luciano's mic on? Because there's no light over there. Is your mic on? Oh, good, okay.
Okay, good. All right. Luciano, any other questions for the board or comments?
Yeah, so in the back of the building here, I don't know if this is another application or not, so, or if we include it, but this is also a functional item. The township's making us requiring us to put railings on the back of here, on the back of this, the back part of this building here.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, so would that be a separate application? Or is it?
I'm not sure.
I know it's a safety standard thing, but is that even, so it's not even visible from the facade or any point from the front? Would that still need to be
We'll just double
approved?
check with Lisa.
Okay. That too, okay.
Okay. All right,
All right.
good. All right, any other questions, comments?
No.
How's things progressing?
Moving along, yeah, we're moving along. We're maybe a week or two behind, but we should be done by March. So
Good.
we can go to March, yeah.
Great, all right. Okay.
In the matter of DRB 2022-57, I move to approve the application.
Here a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, great.
Thank you,
All right,
guys. Thanks.
Appreciate it. All right, next on our agenda tonight is DRB 2022-58, the application of Wadaya at 968 County Line Road for a wall sign. Hello there. Hi.
Usually I don't know what to present,
Okay.
but we have the sign that is almost the same as the old restaurant, Kingway. It's that we don't have the two Chinese words, the same 6 letter.
Would you like to turn them
24
upside down?
inches in this.
So you turn them upside down, please?
I'm sorry, could you just spin them around, or just upside down?
This
Yeah,
way?
there you go, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Besides, we have an extra sign about 8 inches tall on the top. To add on this small sign, 84 inches long, Japanese to go. We have about 6 letter here, about 150 inches, and from the sign to the ground is about 10 feet.
Okay.
So they have LED lights in there.
Okay, so they're individual, what they call channel letters.
Yes.
Okay.
Channel letters.
All right.
6 channel letters, and I don't know how to call that. The small sign is not channel letters on
Right.
top.
The box?
Box.
Yeah.
All right, some comments from the board?
I'm not quite sure, but I think you can't have Japanese to go up there. It can be on the window, but I'm not sure. Is
We
that one of
cannot-
those describing what you're doing in your,
Unless it's part of the name, right?
part of the name, yeah?
Unless it's part of the name.
The official name, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it's considered part of the name too, because our restaurant called Wadaya Japanese to go. Because it's a to-go restaurant, it's only for takeout. That's why we want to put over there, don't want to confuse. I don't want to put like Japanese restaurant, then they think they can sit in. So we purposely put to-go, so they know this is a to-go restaurant.
So that's actually the name of the business.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when they ask us what to put in, what's the main name, we call Wadaya. I don't know, should we just add on the Japanese to go, but we put it in this way.
How do you guys feel about that? How do you feel about that?
Well, they're not exactly saying what, well, they are saying what food they have, but it's just such a generic name. It's not like saying we have, hamburgers and stuff like
Right,
that to
right.
go. I don't know where the code falls on that.
Okay.
No, it's part of the name, it's part of the name.
Yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
if it's part of the
Right.
name, like,
That's part of the
you
name,
could
okay.
say,
All right, it's part of the name, it's part of the
Yeah.
name, that's okay.
Right, Joe's Hamburger Place or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, that's the official name.
Joe's
so-
Hamburgers to go.
Right,
Okay.
right.
All right, got
All
it,
right.
got it.
Oop.
All right.
I mean, I think we have to consider the Japanese to go and the Wadaya as being one sign.
Yeah, we cannot put because of the limiters, we are small store.
For the purpose of the footprint,
Oh.
I think it's, they wouldn't be two separate, so what does that give us measurement-wise?
No, if you actually box it,
Yeah,
square it,
yeah,
it is 33 1/3,
okay.
yeah.
Right.
So,
The other issue, it sort of goes over onto the dry cleaners in the photo. Shouldn't it be more centered
Oh,
on
no.
the,
That side is our side. The dry clean is,
Oh.
the place here. This is the dry clean. This is still our window.
oh, okay, all right,
This window is, belong to the bagel.
Yeah.
It's confusing
All right.
also. It's
Gotcha.
very small.
All right.
This is our first window.
Oh.
This is our second window. This is our door, and this is have another window. This is
all
belong
right,
to us.
okay.
The peak throws you off, but
Like that much. It's kind of
it is
weird.
centered on the door.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And the sign is kind of weird too because they have a stone on top. We try our best to make the sign together, but the weird design order is limited for us, and we don't want some hanging sign. It's kind of dangerous, so we rather mount it to the wall.
Did you get to compare your signage to the signage for other next-door businesses? So I think from the picture that we were given, it looks like it's
They
a
are
little bigger
bigger.
than the
They
one
are
right next
bigger because you know what? You couldn't see. If you look at here, you see they have a triangle on top. They have more room. We only have the room where I put the sign. Next to store, they have a room like this. They have a triangle, so they can have the long word, and on the triangle, they can put some other design or some other name all together in one sign, but we couldn't. We just have that.
I think the question is more about the height of the letters rather than
The height of the letters for the Wadaya is 24 inches. For the small sign on top is 8 inches.
But compared to what is the Penway? I don't remember that application. came in.
Pingwei is Pingwei, the same 6-word PINWEI is 24 inches as well.
But then next door, it looks like it's probably Eagle, EA.
Yeah,
Yeah. Personally, I think 24 is way, way too big in that location. I mean,
Yeah.
They have bigger sign because
Yeah.
they have the triangle.
I mean,
Yeah, I think it's,
you're driving from Conestoga Road, you know, even at 10 inches, you'd be able to see it, probably no problem, but 24 is awful, awful big. But
yeah.
I don't know, see what you guys think here.
Well, it not only is 24 inch big, but then you're adding another 8 inches on top of it. So you actually have a 32-inch
Right,
height to the lettering.
Yeah.
I think that's too big because next door is smaller.
yeah.
Let's
we-
look.
Okay, so.
We like to have some consistency.
Next
Just-
door, they are bigger. Let me see, can I see a picture? 'Cause
Yeah,
they have the word and they have some, like a design on top, so it's like, let me see.
I actually have it on my phone if you'd like to see it.
Oh, you have
So
it?
I think that.
They are bigger.
You guys can share it. It's a street view, so you can just move it around.
So the pin
Yeah.
is smaller than this one.
It's about the same.
A little bigger, like about, yeah, but they are higher. For the Eagle cleaner, they able to make it higher because they have more room. We
Right,
don't
I see what
have,
you're saying,
so
yeah.
they are higher than us.
I think the issue here is just, relatively, the existing signage for Pinway looks a bit smaller than the one that you're proposing in the document.
It's 24
20.
inches, because we asked our, the person who go to do the sign, we say we want to make exactly the same size as Pingway, so they say this is 24 inches.
It would be the same sign, just considering Wadaya. But if you're also thinking about Japanese to-go, it goes beyond this, beyond what we currently have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
so.
that one is pretty small, though.
It's small, but I think that it could be an issue, because with the size of the current signage, it still kind of falls within the consistent range, but if you go beyond the current signage limit and put Japanese to-go on top of it, then it goes beyond what we currently have.
I think it actually, but if you look at the entire strip there, with the bagel factory, the bagel actually is a pretty large image on the bagel.
But it's
And
not the
then you have
lettering.
the Rita's is
It's the
sitting up
image.
higher, and then you even have the Pizzarella Pizzarella, the
It's just
lettering
that
is smaller.
This sign looks jammed.
but It's
Yeah.
just because the
It does.
frontage of the store here is so much smaller. I think that's why it looks like it's being,
It's also jammed up under the facade.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it should shrink like 6 inches.
Is your sign manufactured yet or not?
He haven't do anything yet until we get
Approval.
approved. But if we need to make it into 6 inches, we can, I think we can
6 inches smaller, like
let
low.
them
the height.
know to,
I think it may be a good idea.
like,
What do you think, Ted?
Yeah, shrink the.
shrink it to 6 inches.
Well,
No,
shrink the
6 it
24
by
inches
6 inches,
down.
not 2 6 inches.
I don't even know if you need to do a full 6 are you talking about of the full 32 inch, or are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah. It's up to you guys, but I think it should be,
It's a little big.
If you count it as 32, dropping it down to having the full range of the Wadaya and the Japanese to go, and dropping that down to 26 for the combined of the two, then you're what? You're leaving 6
higher
inches for the
mat.
Japanese to go, and then reducing? I mean, I don't know.
They could
proportions
work it
here.
out proportionally, whatever. Yeah. In total, reduce it by 6 inches, and, your sign manufacturer can,
So the Wataya to shrink it.
yeah, make it 26 inches.
What it'll do, then also it'll bring the Japanese to go down away from the roof line,
Yeah.
which actually will help people see that sign better.
So the Wataya shrink it to 22 inches?
We're gonna leave that up to you.
Yeah.
But
Just
so
shrink the whole
the
thing,
combined range between the Wadaya and the Japanese to go right now is 32 inches vertically. So if we drop that 32 down to a 26, so you have to fit the Wadaya and the Japanese to go within that 26 height. So, I mean, we can work out and work out a ratio now if you want to, but,
26.
I think for simplicity, if you are to remove Japanese to go, then there's no problem. Because it's gonna be the very same, It'd be the
Just
same
take
size
away
of the existing
Japanese
signage?
to go, but
yeah, but you wanna keep it, right? So we're saying that shrink it, so both Japanese to go and the sign Wadaya fit into the size that we would like it to be, which is the current signage.
Would you,
else we take away Japanese to go.
no,
That's a decision for you guys,
Yeah.
but what I'm trying to say is that it just looks, like Jean said, it looks very jammed, and, as pointed out, having that little space in between the roof and the signage area would actually give better visibility to people.
it's actually more than 32 inches if you look at the space between the Wadaya
Yeah, I
and the
know.
Japanese to go.
Yeah,
Uh,
yes.
20,
So it's probably like
20
36,
inches
roughly
on Wadaya and 6 inches.
We're
on-
not here to negotiate numbers, so,
I think actually what probably would be best is how close are you to opening?
We plan to open as soon as we can, like about in 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What's the lead time that you need for your sign? Obviously, you're gonna open before your sign goes up then.
then
26 inches is her max, and she can figure it out.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think, yeah.
Because I think what we're hearing here is, are you guys gonna want to see it again? Or
I
do you,
think-
if you're good just with a straight up reduction?
I think,
I'm fine with the straight reduction.
I am too.
yeah, me too,
Yeah, yeah. If we go, your combined letter height with the two signs, combined letter height with the two signs would be 26 inches and no higher. And you can figure it out, you know, if you want to,
we will make the,
I'm sorry, can you just talk into the mic,
we
please?
will make the Wadaya 20 inches
Whatever you
Yeah.
decide,
and the strip sign 6
6.
inches.
Yeah.
what works for you.
Okay, we will just tell our sign maker to make it this way
Might even save a couple bucks.
for the height.
I think it'll fit in there nicer. I think that, you're right, Tim. That Japanese to go is a little jammed up under the roof line, at least according to the illustration here. Yeah,
So 20 and 6.
Okay.
yeah, all right. I mean, there's
To
going to
get
be
closer
space in
together,
between
'cause we have to
also,
keep
so-
Yeah,
walking around.
so you're looking
Theoretically.
at up at about 28 anyway.
Yeah,
Oh, they put it back on.
So a little space between the strip and the Wadaya, like 2 inches.
Whatever.
We don't care how you
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
it, you just have 26 inches to play with.
yeah.
Oh, okay, 26 inches, okay. No problem.
So right now, is the sign up, the prior sign, or is it down?
Not up, not down, still there,
Oh, it's still there.
still there. We
So-
haven't touched it yet.
Okay, so somebody's going to have to patch up the old holes from the previous sign,
Uh-huh.
right? You can't leave the old holes from the previous sign up.
Yeah, the sign maker will do it.
Repair, make the
Yeah.
repairs.
But if we open, if the new sign haven't up yet,
Yes.
can we open?
Well, that's up to Radnor Township, so
Yeah.
you're going to have to check with the,
Yeah, we will have some kind of Wadaya hang over,
you can put up what they call a temporary banner
yeah,
for 30 days,
30 days.
but you have to have a show the plan to the township to get approval for it first,
But not
Oh,
us.
okay? So it'll be a temporary banner upon approval of the township
Okay.
for 30 days.
So is right now this one approval?
That's what we're gonna square up in just a second.
Yeah,
And also, to be
No problem,
reminded about
26
the
inches is
address,
fine.
and,
yeah, might as well mention it.
you also have to have the address of your business on, like, the door or over the door, so the fire company can find you if they need to, which hopefully they never will. And only, was it 20% of the window?
Yeah,
Can have-
up to 20%.
20% of the glass can have a sign in it. Like, if you put signs in your window, they can cover no more than 20%.
Oh,
Like, let's just say lunch or something,
no more than 20%?
in the window, in the glass.
Oh,
But you have how many windows?
I have 3 windows.
Oh.
I ordered some kind of sticker to stick it on,
Make sure it's not more than 20%. So,
20%.
all right. it'll be 1/5 your windows.
Sticker kind of big. I don't have to stick it on.
All right, well, okay. All right, so,
And none of the no A-frame signs that you put out on the sidewalk, those are prohibited in Radnor, so.
Oh, we don't put anything on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
okay.
Just a sticker on the window, that's it. We try to eliminate as much stuff as possible.
Okay. All right. What else, guys?
That's it for me.
Comments,
I just
questions?
wanted to remind about the address and
Yeah.
the windows, that's all.
We're good?
Yep.
Okay. Any questions for the board?
No,
Okay, so you understand now your temporary banner has to get approval from the township?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
before you get it made up, so,
oh, okay,
all right?
thank you.
Okay, all
Thank
right.
you.
Okay. Sharon, you want to take this one?
Oh, okay. Ooh, the first one. Okay, I move to approve DRB 2022-5A, located at 968 County Line Road, to approve on the condition that the signage will have a combined height of 26 inches, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. So do we hear a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, lots of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm already hungry.
Next on the agenda is DRB 2022-59, the application of Villan University
Oh, it's something different.
at 800 East Lancaster Avenue
It's
for
not-
a
it's not
facade
an old bank
renovation.
building. Should have looked at this.
Hi,
Good evening.
how you doing?
I'm Joseph Ungaro from Villanova University. I'm one of the senior project managers in the Department of Engineering and Construction.
Great.
And the application is for window replacement and the addition of some windows in Vasey Hall, which is an interior building, does not have an address. That's why our general address is on the application. The drawing on the table is a Google Earth map showing the location of the building relative to the intersection of Lancaster Avenue and North Ithan Avenue. It's about 280 feet off of the sidewalk. And I'm going to introduce Mary Holland from Cicada Architect, who is our architectural design professional, to run through the rest of the documents.
Great,
Thank you.
good, thank you. Hi there.
Hello.
Hi.
Mary Holland, Cicada Architecture Planning. This thing shocked me. So Vasey Hall, I'll show a couple of photos.
Easier to use them handheld?
I think
Flip
if I,
through the pages?
is this okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah, this might be easier for you.
Okay, thank you,
This- There we go, thanks.
thank you, thank you. So this photo shows Vasey Hall from Lancaster Avenue. This building right here is Vasey Hall. And the next photo shows the building itself. So Vasey, for 50 years, was the theater, this wing of Vasey, the lower portion, actually, which is all we're talking about, was the theater for Villanova University. When they built the new Performing Arts Center, the theater moved there, and the university now wants to create a center for graduate studies there. The front entrance will keep the existing door restored, replace these two windows with windows, just double-hung windows, get rid of the louvers in them, and keep with the louvers above. The light fixtures will stay. There's no new lighting in this project. So those two double-hung windows will be replaced with they were originally double-hung windows. They'll be replaced with double-hung windows. At the sides, thank you. At the sides, the big windows on the sides were blocked up years ago to make the black box theater. And so what we'd like to do is remove that and just put windows in their place. We also want to put similar windows on the north end of the building, the side that faces away from Lancaster Avenue. So the intent is this, to go from the windows all being blocked up to new windows, matching the color of the windows on the rest of the building. The exterior lighting will stay, We'll need to infill some of the area where the doors were here, and we'll salvage stone from the larger openings to do that so it will match. The new window sills will be limestone sills to match the limestone sills on the rest of the building. And that's pretty much it. That's the project.
And you're going to put railings down the steps?
Actually, the steps are going to go away. It's just going to be level.
Oh, okay. I thought somewhere I saw railings were going to go in, but,
Yeah,
okay.
no railings.
No railings, okay. And the color of the door, will keep it white?
Keep it white.
Okay.
Yeah,
Pretty simple application.
it is.
Yeah.
Are we putting in any signs about the building, like the name of the building or anything?
No signs, no. The grad student center will be entered from inside the building. There'll be a sign inside the building, but no signs on the outside.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other comments,
No,
questions?
it's straightforward.
Jane, you're good? Questions for the board?
None.
Okay, all right, good. Jane, you want to take this one?
Okay. For DRB 2022-59, Villanova University's Vasey Hall, new windows and repair and restoration of the front door. I move for approval.
Is there a
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Appreciate that, thanks. Okay, and last on the agenda tonight is DRB 2022-60, the application of Amada Restaurant at 555 East Lancaster Avenue for facade renovation and signage. Hello there.
Hi, everyone. How are you tonight?
All right, how you doing?
Thanks for having us. I saw you just a little bit ago for Buena Anda, which is the Mexican concept we have at 220 Radnor Pike.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we're in love with Radnor.
All right, great. All
2
right.
restaurants in 6 months.
Okay, terrific.
Okay, can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
So my name's Scott Campanella. I'm the COO of the Garces Group. I run the company in the Philadelphia area. I'm joined by Melissa, who is with Lot Builders. Also involved in the project is Dash Design out of New York City and Brandywine Realty Trust. So 555 is their corporate headquarters, and I think we could kind of show you just the current building right here. And I'm going to point out just a couple things, and then I'll show you what the design is. But I just want to set kind of a reference for you here. So this is 555 Lancaster Ave. The suite number is 100. This is kind of a view of Lancaster Avenue. Trying to show here, just to set the stage, these restaurants, Fleming's and the former Harvest, are actually set below grade, which is somewhat complicated on the sign issue for us, but we'll talk about that. This is a view of the current location as it is currently, and if I may, I have a couple of these for you to approach.
I thought we had.
Okay, thank you.
So you can look at what I'm looking at.
We're pretty familiar with where this is. I remember when it was Susanna
Okay.
Cruz.
Oh, yeah, no, you can.
So what I wanted to try and show here is this is the restaurant as it currently stands.
I think that one, yeah.
This is the Harvest location here. This is the Fleming's location here. And you can see where this spot right here, let's call it the top of the Fleming's sign, is about 13 feet. And you can see where that is relative to grade on the street. The top here, this top line is about 20 feet. So that peak, the current peak where the roof is about 20 feet. Okay? And I'm going to, you have them there? Okay, great. So now I'm going to go over to the design and just show you a little bit. So one of the things that I would say just right off the bat, where it relates to this meeting or not, is that we met with Andy quite a bit. The MEP in this renovation is virtually identical. So we're laying a concept right over top of the current approved harvest plan. So the MEP is virtually unchanged, and the seating has actually gotten smaller. So the maximum occupancy for a space like this was like 380, something like that, and actually pushed right up to the limit of the parking lot surrounding it. So we're not even close to that. We're at 220 seats, somewhere in that area. We're way under. Our restaurant just doesn't require that kind of throughput. The check averages are strong enough that we can make a great living off of 220 seats. So just generally, just so you know, while we're looking at this plan, the interior walls are unchanged. We do have a whole new kitchen that was loaded in, and we're going through that process with Andy. The ceiling, unchanged. Floor surfaces will be different. Wall surfaces will be different. Tables, chairs will be different as well. The liquor license is currently in Brandywine's name. It's being transferred to us, and you'll see there's a placard up on the window right now. It went up like 2 days ago. So this is the current structure, and you hold it for 1 second. Yep. I'm just going to show you the photograph at the same time. Here, this is good. So this is it currently, and you can see here, and this is Fleming's here. That's their sign. And this area in here is kind of what's in play right now. So these are areas where we'll actually be affecting that space. So what you're looking at here is the design. So the windows, the kind of 4x4 wood structure that's over top of the space, the door placement, the window placements are all unchanged. Okay? We will change the doors out to go from this glass door to the solid wood doors that you see here, this kind of Spanish. Amada, if you're familiar with it, it's a Spanish colonial tapas restaurant. It's kind of very elegant. It almost has a residential feel to it because it's colonial. So we're going to try and move a little bit away from this contemporary look into a little bit softer, warmer feel. The stone structure that you see here, this facade is being removed and being replaced with a semi-smooth stucco. So it'll have almost like a leather finish to it. It's a sort of off-white, very kind of traditional or classic. Our signage that you'll see, I'm going to get this back to you, Melissa. I'm going to give you, you can see.
So you're going to cover these stones that are here now, above the door?
I'm so sorry?
You're going to plaster over the stones above the door? Did I understand you right?
That is correct. Yeah, that surface. You can look at the image here. You'll see what our Armada looks like. This is all hand painted on wood. You'll see that these are kind of wood framed areas that has kind of the flavor, the style of what a tapas restaurant might be in the Basque area of Spain. So how does that affect the image itself? We'll go here.
Not in Spain.
Okay. So this is the rendering of what the space would look like. Again, these kind of wood structures all remain the same. The doors are being replaced with the wood doors. We're using kind of a faux mullion to kind of create a paneled look. The glass isn't being replaced. This is actually going to sit on top of the glass just to give it that look. As I mentioned before, the stucco is like a soft suede stucco. There's a little faux like window-like feature in this area that would be traditional for Spanish colonial. This tile, this little peak here is being added. So this line here remains the same, about 20 feet. This corner to this corner, this here is about 20 feet. This apex, this peak here is about a 2-foot rise. It's not, it really just serves the purpose of holding the terracotta and just being traditional to Spanish colonial look. And then you'll see the black Amada here. and the black, black, and this black here, and there'll be some oak panels over here as well. These are actually wood panels, so if you imagine like a large painting with a frame on it, but instead of it being the painting, it's just black. And then all of this lettering is hand painted. And then here, shining up on that would be some soft spotlights just to illuminate the sign. The signs are not illuminated themselves. There's no electrical in that area at all. We don't do that. It's just very kind of simple.
Where are the spots going to be?
They will sit here.
Oh, so it's an uplight.
That's right. So it's going to sit on they'll be masked by this structure and then just cast a gentle light up onto that spot. Okay. That's it. That's really the only area that is illuminated. We do have the current fixtures that are in place. We're just switching those out. The piggy, there's a little piggy over here. Amada usually has some sort of sculptural element of a pig. This is actually flat. This is a laser cut steel. It's up against the trellis. Usually there would be a lighting element behind it, so it creates a halo effect around it. It's a very simple effect. It's not front lit. So the pig itself will just have a little glow around it from behind. It would be set, if you could imagine, it's set maybe 2 inches off the trellis, and then the light kind of just hits the back of the pig and kind of creates a silhouette. Yeah. This sign. So this line right here is 13 feet. This sign here would be over 15 feet. So we're prepared to go through the variance process to try and to seek that. I think one of the reasons being is that it's really tough to see these locations from street level. So here, this is the 555 grade at Lancaster Avenue. And you could see that sign is probably 3 or 4 foot above grade at the street. But these restaurants are set beneath the building, which is tough for the restaurants ultimately. So we try to get the sign up, make it look very natural, so it's sitting on that facade. You can see the addition of the peak. It's a shallow peak. It's really just a decorative element, but that's the changes to the space that we're looking at. So Brandywine's comfortable with it. Fleming's is comfortable with it. We were aware of the ordinance around 15 feet, so we know we're pushing up against something, so we want to make sure everybody...
How high are you guys at this point?
For the sign?
Yes.
Well, the top of that peak is 20 feet,
Okay.
and the bottom is, so it's sitting in between. The letters are about 18 inches, so you're looking at about maybe 14 and a half to, what would be 2 feet above that? 16 and a half or 15 to 17, somewhere in that area, depending on how it looks.
So you're going to look for some relief then?
We are.
The zoning hearing board. You'll look for relief?
We are.
Zoning.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we'll make sure to put that in a motion if we approve it.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't have a monument sign? Are they on the monument?
Couldn't hear. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Are you on the monument out on the street, out on the pike?
Oh,
The
No,
big
no.
sign that says,
if there's like a common monument that lists like the locations within that, we haven't made plans for that yet. I actually don't even know if there is one.
there is one.
There is?
There's a couple of them, actually. Yeah, there's the glass.
We have one on the other side of the corner, but I'm not familiar. We would be, if it's there, we would be.
We ought to come back.
Oh, you have to come back for that?
Come back for that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we'll put that in a motion, too.
Yeah, it would,
I was looking at it, I don't know if the current restaurant is on the I don't know if the current.
if
restaurant
Harvest is
on the
there
monument
currently.
or not. But I think.
Harvest has
on
been,
your Photos.
I think they closed right at the beginning of COVID, so it's been quite a bit.
It's a very small sign right underneath their big glass. Anyway, there's a very small.
Yeah. So we'll have you come back for that.
Okay.
Because, I'm sorry?
They did the other signs in that complex, but they didn't change the Lancaster sign, did they?
I don't know. Yeah,
They
so-
did the one on
Well, Well, that's
Radnor
Chester, but
Radnor Chester,
that's
it's
where
on
your
Radnor
new
Chester, but
restaurant's
I
going
don't think
into,
it's
right?
on.
On Radnor Chester, we went through that with our Buena Under restaurant, and so it is out on the monument.
Which location were you taking there?
What's that?
What was the former location?
Oh, Jimmy John's.
John's.
Yeah, and so that restaurant's up and running currently.
Oh, it is up and running?
Yep.
Oh, good.
Yep, it's all done.
Okay, good. Good. All right. Yeah, because they have both those glass monument signs on Route 30. There's also like a gray cube
Yeah.
at the exit ramp. you know,
I've
further
never,
west.
honest to God, I never even noticed them there.
And then there's one of these, I believe, also on
But-
Rochester,
Yeah.
the glass ones.
Well, I know there's, but they, didn't Brandywine change those signs out not that long ago?
sees it, it's on the sign.
Yeah, this one's definitely here.
The old one's on the sign now?
Well, the one where the Mexican restaurant is,
I
they were
thought they
new.
changed the design of them, didn't they?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh, anyway, they
Yeah.
didn't change that one.
Okay.
So, just as a point of clarification, and thank you for bringing it to my attention, the sign that's on the monument itself, pardon me, we would be coming back when we attempt to place that sign on that monument.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Is that correct?
For approval, yes.
Okay.
and the other restaurants are on it, it's on the bottom of this big
Yeah.
sign here.
Yeah,
You're looking at it.
there's Fleming's and AFC.
Okay.
They get it very small.
I didn't know. So,
So we will.
we'll talk to Brandywine about that.
Yeah,
And,
okay. On your sign then, up top.
Please.
there, Is it going to be framed in any way, or is it going to be finished around the edges, or?
So if you imagine like a museum painting, it'll have a raised frame. So
will.
you usually have a decorative frame that goes around it,
Okay.
also black.
All black?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said it's gonna be made from wood or?
Yep.
Okay.
The other signage here down on the same level as the trellis, like, is that gonna be similar to what's downtown?
Yes. It's the picture frame. This format that you see here.
I'm talking more about where you're talking about the tapas and vino.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Windows, yeah.
yeah. So there will be across this panel. Hold it one sec. It's hard to see here, but you can. We're showing it here. So these are each one of these panels is just framed with trim, and the trim is about say 2.5 inches wide trim piece, and and each panel gets its own trim piece, and then the vertical panel gets its own trim piece. There's a valet key holding stand here currently, so we're actually going to rebuild that so their key box can sit inside of the carpentry, the wood finish, the millwork, so they don't have to have a stand that sits out. And again, all this, everything that you see here is all hand painted.
So the tapas
Yeah.
is going to be in glass, or it's going to be on a wall?
This here.
Yes.
So this area that you see right here is currently
Stuck.
it's currently this stucco facade here.
I think it's going to be on black wood.
So it's all going to be black wood.
Right.
It's all black wood that's mounted to this stucco and then down this brick piece here, which will have the writing. You can't see it behind this little piece here, but there's another stucco that looks just like this on this side. You can see it peek out a little bit right here. That will also get that wood treatment.
What is going to be written on the vertical side pieces that are black to your windows? There seems to be writing on it.
Yeah, so it's menu items, just like,
I think that might not,
see it here? Pulpo, chorizo, the different things that you would find.
I think under the ordinance, that's not permitted, but I'll check. The chair will know. I think they're not allowed to, I think they put on the windows with the company.
They only have the frame thing.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, like, it's not part of their sign.
Well, if you want to mention to him, he's going to.
Do you plan on,
Go ahead.
no, do you plan on adding the address on the door, or?
Yeah, there'll be address at the door. Currently, it's glass, but we'll have the address on the door. We'll probably make a steel metal, like a pounded black steel or iron plate that
On the wooden
matches the
door.
aesthetic on the
Okay,
door.
okay.
Yeah.
So the issue that we're having with
Yeah.
wood paneling is under the code, that would be considered a sign.
Okay.
And it would exceed the number of signs that you're permitted, and this, the footage for signs probably, I assume it would cover the footage, but it definitely would be probably considered a sign,
Well, again, it's
Yeah.
not
It's a
the name of
sign.
the business.
and it's not the name of the business.
Right.
No, and it's going to have what they're serving on it, too.
The
So,
way that we remedied it, I'd have to be corrected on this one, but De Bruno's came in up in Wayne, and they tried something similar with when they did the facade renovations there. And ultimately, I think they ended up putting the signage in the window.
Yeah, they put it in the
Yeah.
window.
But they didn't actually put it affixed to the facade. If you're trying to put it on the facade and trying to replicate what you have in Old City, you'd have to seek the variance for that as well. Whether they'd give you that one, I don't know if that'd be a tougher argument, but really what you're trying to do, I think you're trying to make it a completely different structural component of the building, but
so how does the township address the art that's on the exterior of a building? So if someone had a mural painted on a building, for example,
You're not allowed to have murals, so
Okay.
forget that. Yeah.
so any kind
You
of,
can't paint a sign on a building. Yeah,
okay,
right. You can't have just plain lettering like the sign painted on, I think that LaPon, remember the one in Wayne, which is now Sweet
tried
Green?
that too, didn't they?
Yeah, they just wanted to paint, you gotta have letters, you have to have dimension, you just can't paint on the side of a wall. You can't have a mural, you can't have a painted sign. Yeah. So you could put that in your glass, you're allowed 15% of your available glass for signage. The last applicant was allowed 20%, but you're in planned business, you're only allowed 15% of your available glass for signage. So you can put it in your glass, and we'll approve it tonight.
I know what you're talking about, and I know what it looks like. I mean, it's been years since I've been down to Amada downtown, but I know what you're going for and trying to replicate up here. Unfortunately, the code doesn't permit it as it is presented here, but you could seek the variance for that as well. But how that would be addressed, we can't opine on that.
so if I can, while I'm here.
Yeah.
So currently, I'm permitted a sign, and the only sign that I am permitted, I'm already in a variance in because it's over 15 feet.
Correct.
Yes.
So we have a $5 million restaurant that's not able to have a sign actually seen from the street. That's the impasse.
I'm gonna pause you right here because we have no ability to help you with that. I understand the position that you're in. I know what you're trying to do here, and I very much am looking forward to it. We're just constrained by what the code says.
Yeah. And I'll read it to you. Under planned business, it says, where a shopping center or retail use is permitted within a planned development, each business shall be permitted one wall sign, one. And then, so that's one issue. The other issue is the descriptive nature of what you wanted to put on that wall.
The actual verbiage.
Yeah, that'd be like a guy just putting hoagies, Coke, hamburgers or whatever. It's got to be the name of the business. You can put that in your glass, the verbiage, you can put that in your glass.
But only to 20%,
15.
No, 15.
15%.
In that location.
And then you also have the menu by the door. Remember we had it, isn't that the menu on the left side of the door?
They're menu items, yes.
I think she means.
What's that menu?
We've left the menu boxes.
I think we've left them, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think if you look at the most recent tapas restaurant that is now going to be Asian Fusion, it used to have the menu out front.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
That can be.
yeah.
Okay, so if we can, then maybe you could just talk to me a little bit about that timeline around this.
You
So,
have to go for variance to zoning, right?
okay, so, and the variance meeting happens in conjunction with this meeting,
I'm not
monthly,
sure.
or?
Lisa, I'm not sure if you know the mechanics of that, the timing of all those meetings and stuff. Okay.
Our board here is ancillary to the zoning. We don't have, we're a very finite purview of what our board does. So what we can do for you is we can look at this, and we can look at the aesthetics of it, and we can look at the design of it, and we can approve what we like of it, and if there's issues with what we don't like of it, we can comment that, and you can take that up on appeal if you had to. But really, what we can give you is more of the approval of the aesthetics, the design.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'll speak personally from my view of this design. I really like it. I really, really like it. I think it will be something that not only will, I mean, Amada should hopefully draw to that location, but this will also bring some people in off the street to see it, which I think that location in particular has had a really tough go of actually being able to sustain the business. I mean, I've been in the township now for 15 years or almost about 15 years, and it's on, this will be number 3. going into
Well, I
four.
remember
Four.
when they built the building, and then Susanna Fu,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah,
Opened
that's where I
her-
met my in-laws for the first time.
Yeah.
So,
So that was a long time ago.
I think it was somebody even before
So-
Susanna Fu, if
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
I'm
remember that.
mistaken, yeah.
Was there somebody before Susanna?
I think
Fu?
there was,
I think there might have been too.
yeah. yeah.
I
She
haven't
came
been
from
back
the city,
since,
I think.
That
I haven't
might
been back
predate
there
me,
since
but-
Yeah,
then.
there was
Yeah.
somebody
I
else,
wouldn't know.
Susanna Fu, Harvest, and now you guys.
So from an aesthetic, from the
Yeah, there
changing
was
of the facade to the stucco, to having the ornamental design above this, the actual sign, the actual sign itself, the terracotta roof, the door, even to the woodwork and the jointed, I find that to be visually pleasing, and I like it. What I can say is, from what I think our purview as a board is we can give you the base of the design and the sign, how it looks, conditioned upon obtaining the relief from the zoning hearing board.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying so. And forgive me, is the zoning committee a different group of people?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll look into that then.
Yeah.
Well, if there's any other questions for us, we're more than glad to answer anything.
Now,
Just,
are you guys okay with the menu box that he's
Yes,
gonna
I'm
put
okay
up
with the
there?
menu box. I just should remember,
We
add
don't- We
that.
don't see it here, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's right there on the drawing.
Oh, it is?
Right here,
Oh,
on
I'm
the
sorry, I
left of the
missed
door.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
my mistake.
No,
Okay, we'll
what's
go
the
with
last?
that. Okay,
But
just,
also to remind you, you need the address and 15% of the glass.
right. The mullions, what color are they going to be? Black also, okay. There's another issue, and I'm not too sure anybody was on the board when Harvest came in. But, and I believe it was Kevin Kuchansky who's headed the codes for Radnor Township, and I believe he was in on the meeting when Harvest came in for their outside dining permit. They wanted to put a wall with plants coming out of the wall,
Oh, I do remember that.
right?
Yeah.
And Kevin, like, right away, you
Yeah.
can't do it. So I see you guys are looking to put vines up the lattice.
No, so they had like an aquaculture recirculating tanks on the wall. There's 2 courtyards in this space, and they had them in that space. They actually had them in the restaurant in another spot too. Now, this is just the current landscaping. We're not.
Okay,
There's plant material where the lattice is currently.
okay.
So,
When do you plan to open the business?
well, we were hoping up until this moment, we were hoping for mid-March. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so just, I
Well,
would
they have
check
to-
with Kevin, just to make sure about your plannings
Sure.
for the outside dining. You're gonna have to get an outside dining
So,
permit.
so we're not dining in this area of the restaurant, in the front. So before they had seating
interior
outside,
courtyard, right?
there are 2 interior courtyards.
Which I don't actually think.
I don't,
fall under the-
I don't know that that's outside dining. So I'm not challenging it. I'm just,
Yeah, I don't,
they actually had,
I think Kevin's point to that was more of a safety, a health and safety.
It's a health,
code.
it's a
Yes.
health board.
right.
yeah, they had actually seating on the floor plan in this area right here. They had multiple tables for dining outside in this spot. We struck that, that's for valet seating now.
But again, I would just clarify that with Kevin, just
We'll
so
do
you don't
that.
get in any trouble there.
Absolutely, sure.
And one more thing, if they get approved at zoning for these variances, won't they have to bring the signs back again to us?
Not if we approve them.
Oh, okay, all right, good,
If we approve this conditionally, then they would just get the variance, and then,
okay.
unless there's a change in the design after what's happening with zoning, then we get to see it again, but otherwise, I think this would be it.
Fine.
All right.
So at this point in time, I think the only thing that we actually can straight up approve would be the change to the stucco, the
Right.
roof, the doors.
Yeah.
Pretty much it's everything except for the location of the sign and the
And the extra wording on the,
extra
on
boards.
the horizontals.
Actually, quite
and the
frankly, I guess we can approve the boards themselves, just not the verbiage on
Yeah.
the boards.
Right.
So it's everything but the height of the sign and the verbiage on the wood paneling.
Is there a condition on the actual size of the lettering that's being used on the sign?
There is.
So we were at 18 inches for the letters, but
Well, it's, I mean, you're
I don't know
allowed
that-
maximum of 60 square feet, which is a huge sign. You're not going to want to
Yeah.
put 60 square feet on there, but I guess if you wanted to make it a hair bigger, you might as well go for it, you know? It's your call. So you're at 33, so you got a little wiggle room there.
sure.
But of course, if, for some reason, if they grant you those two other signs, that's going to eat into your 60 square feet. But you're-
Unless they extend that as well.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
And they also said something about a window, a colonial style window.
So, yeah, there's a,
You can see it faintly on this.
Oh, I don't have it.
It's a little sketchy drawing of what might have,
it's a facade. It's meant to look like something. It's,
shouldn't call it a doodah.
yeah, doodah. So, it's actually just kind of opening into a box of air. It doesn't go into a room or space.
That's something that we'll be able to approve, right?
That's not counted as a sign, though. That's facade.
No, that's
Enhanced
facade.
sign. Okay, good.
All right, so the approval items look like the facade and the doors. The things would have to go for zoning would be what, the height and the two panels. Anyway, that's going to come back.
And the verbiage on the paneling.
Yes, true, exactly.
Without it.
It's not even the paneling, the
Yeah, right,
paneling we can do.
exactly, more importantly, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'd ask them to come back for any monument sign changes.
It's not advertising, it's decoration.
Is that big good?
And I guess have them check about the lattice work and outside plantings and approvals there. Now, how about the pig? What do you feel about that?
I don't know how to treat the pig.
Yeah, I don't know how to treat the pig either. I don't think we ever had a pig come in before. So, the pig on the lattice work. I don't
Is
know
that
how-
part of the sign? No.
No,
Part
it's
of
not.
the-
It's just-
That's part of the
It's essentially a sculpture.
decor, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry?
It's part of the decor,
Yeah. I guess so.
landscaping, or
What
whatever you
do you
want to
think, Sharon? Part of the outside decor or
call it.
with the pig?
With the pig, how do you feel
Up
about a
against the
pig?
lattice?
Oh,
Are there any other
think about
places
that.
that have a sculpture outside?
I don't know of any.
oh, you're not.
At least if nobody's come in with one, I don't believe. Maybe they're up, but.
I don't think it's one of their restaurants logo-y things, that they want a pig.
I don't have any opinion on it.
Okay. All right.
It's gonna be a flat sign, it's gonna just be that, it's gonna be that rusted look metal that they cut out of,
Yeah.
it's flat, it's like a rust.
See, I don't view it as a sign.
No,
I don't either.
I view it as essentially a sculpture, a piece of art,
right,
Yeah.
okay.
artwork of some
Okay.
sort.
Going to be a part of landscaping?
Is it be part of the landscaping, because you refresh the landscaping probably around it.
That is true.
All right. And we'd also, if you do major landscape changes, we're going to have you come back to our board for that also.
Yeah, I mean, the area of so we don't
Okay.
have access to
Yeah,
it.
it belongs
Right.
to Brenda.
The only thing that we're actually doing is demoing out the current, there's like box hedges and stuff like that we put in Probably because of the liquor license. Once they had seating outside, they had to create a perimeter around that
Yes.
seating. They used plant material to do that.
Right.
We're not using it for that purpose.
Okay.
It's just further blocking the restaurant, so we took it out.
Okay. All right. So we think, Tim, want to give it a shot?
I'll give it a shot. In the matter of DRB 2022-60, move to approve the application conditioned on receipt of a variance from the zoning hearing board for the height of the sign, the Amada sign, and the verbiage on the wood paneling. Also, would ask that the applicant returns for any monument signage, and also to inquire as to any conditions for the lattice work.
Tim, the only other thing I would say is, I mean, the gentleman just brought up the issue of maybe possibly making the sign larger. We should probably maybe say it's got to be this particular size that he brought in.
And this, well, I mean, that's the application, so we're
That would be-
approving the application as
Yeah,
it is.
Right, with the
So-
33 square feet.
So,
If you get it, if you change it and they approve that change at the zoning hearing, then that would supersede us anyway.
Right, okay. All right.
So I think we're approving it as it is, conditioned upon the variance.
Okay.
Understood. We don't have a plan to make a change to it.
Okay, all right. Do we hear a second from the board?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any further questions for the board? Comments, questions? You guys are good?
We appreciate your time.
All right, thank you, good luck.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
I
very much.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right.
You want this?
You guys all together? Okay, all right, good. Great. Okay. All right, thanks. Okay, Merry Christmas to you. Okay, all right. Any further business for our board tonight? We're good? See everybody next year? All right. All right, have a great holiday.
year,
We'll
yeah,
see you in
wow.
January. Merry Christmas.